Seeing Tarantino's penchants for blood and gore, I would love to see him direct a zombie film or a vampire film or a werewolf film, like some like supernatural film because all the blood and guts that you like. I just feel free to disagree. I don't care. I think he'd have a field day with that. If Reservoir Dogs came out in the middle of my phase of pink hair last year, I would totally be Mr. Pink for Halloween and from Reservoir Dogs. But yeah, it's TVB, and I'm here today to review the latest Quentin Tarantino film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Al Pacino, and some other cool people. As it's set in the late 1960s when Leonardo DiCaprio plays a Hollywood actor and Brad Pitt is a stunt double. They're great friends, but they're coming near the end of their prime. It's a changing Hollywood. People like new things. It's not just they don't want to see the same old westerns anymore. And yeah, it's their sort of misadventure sort of spiraled down from there, like, losing their prime, so to speak. Like many people who review movies like me, I put Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in my top 9 most anticipated movies of 2019 video. And there's a very good reason why that is. I love Quentin Tarantino. He's one of my favorite directors, just he's so distinct and so unique in the way he does things, and just he's made so many classics: Kill Bill, Reservoir Dogs, Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained, Hateful Eight. This is probably going to come off as a shocker to some of you. I haven't seen Death Proof back in 2007. I hear that's the one that everyone just forgets about, but I've heard some good things about it. I have not seen Pulp Fiction. What? I know that is complete heresy. I probably will watch Pulp Fiction and live stream my reactions for you guys. I know some of the quotes, I know some of the lines, but yeah, I'll definitely get around to watching Pulp Fiction at some point. I was really excited, not just for Tarantino, but I love Leonardo DiCaprio. He's one of my favorite actors, and I love Margot Robbie. She's one of my favorite actresses, and Brad Pitt's a cool dude as well. And I was really curious to see what kind of film this would be. And leaving Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, did it live up to my expectations? Yeah, in some ways it did. Overall, this film was worth the price of admission. But I will say, compared to the other Tarantino films that I've seen, I will say it feels like Tarantino's kind of reaching his twilight years in his own right. So we can relate to the characters in the movie and the actors and the director as well, because I feel like this film is just, I won't want to rewatch this movie as many times as I feel like I should want to rewatch it, as if you guys know what I'm saying, because I don't think it's as good as other Tarantino films I've seen. So it's not a bad movie by any means. There is definitely a lot to enjoy, but it's this movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's a very long movie. I feel like the plot is kind of all over the place. The tone is very inconsistent. The script is a little jumpy. It goes back to Leonardo DiCaprio, then it goes back to Brad Pitt, then it goes back to Margot Robbie a little bit. And, Leonardo DiCaprio, he's an actor, right? So there's some scenes where they don't even specify that it's just a movie within a movie. They're just oh, it's filming, and oh, he's a cowboy now in the Wild West, and he's got his gun, he's hanging out with this little girl. It's oh, the scene ends, and the director in the movie just yells, "Cut!" Oh, that was a good job, Colton, good job. I feel which I thought was unique. I thought it was cool that Tarantino did that, where they filmed some scenes without specifying, hey, this is just a scene within a scene. I thought that was cool, but at the same time, it did kind of throw off the mood a little bit, and I couldn't help but feel a little zoned out at a few scenes. I'm just this is long, and I'm not entirely sure where this film is heading, so I'm really just counting down the minutes until something more interesting happens. And do interesting things happen in this movie, guys? Abso-freaking-lutely. Especially this scene with Brad Pitt and a bunch of these hippies, these flower children or flower girls, whatever they were called back in the day, because this is the 60s, this is the whole hippie era. It was really all drugged out vibes that time, man. A lot of acid and weed going around, and people are doing a lot of self-discovery. It was cool seeing Brad Pitt interacting with a lot of young people throughout this film. And definitely when Once Upon a Time in Hollywood picks up is nearing the end. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but trust me, this film's ending really like put a smile on my face for probably the wrong reasons. I left it and I was just like, yep, that was worth the price of admission. I'm really glad that I saw this movie now. Like, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but what has been seen cannot be unseen. And this film works as a period piece from the 1960s as well, way back to a simpler time when, there was still a bigger sense of the American family back then, and there was, all the music, like, Tarantino films always have the most interesting soundtracks, and of course, this movie is full of songs from the 60s, which is also a big bonus. You see the cars and the planes and the way people live, like, Brad Pitt lives in a trailer and has, like, tiny little TV with his dog. It's just like, yes, I love the attention to detail on all this, and I feel like Tarantino's going for 10 because we all thought that like his career was done with The Hateful Eight. Yet here is now his 9th film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I could see making another film after this. He's still got some steam in him, and yeah, I will support whatever he decides to do next. Oh my goodness, my lamp is having a seizure. Oh crap. Okay. For bloody sake. My apologies for that. Overall, definitely, this Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, if you love Tarantino like I do, and if you're a fan of his stuff, you should totally check this movie out. Otherwise, if you're not really interested in Tarantino, I would suggest skipping this movie. Again, if you appreciate his things, you're going to appreciate Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as well, and it does get an 8 out of 10 stars. It's a really likable film. I'm really sorry for all the strange lighting. I have no idea what just happened to my lamp. If I turn it on, will it still... Oh my gosh, it's even worse. Sorry. Okay, yeah. My uncle drove up from Denver to visit me yesterday, and I'm moving out of this apartment on Tuesday. I'm going to be staying at a friend's house until my classes are over. So yeah, my uncle helped me pack up a lot of stuff. That's why there's no more Avengers posters here, and I moved all my clothes. Yeah, a lot of my stuff is down in Denver. It's safe and sound until I come back from school. So yeah, I've been pretty busy this weekend, not just with classes, but with YouTube stuff too, because this is my last week at my apartment. I got a reaction video planned for you guys tonight, and I got a very special video planned for you guys tonight. I'm excited to do that. And yeah, fingers crossed I can get on doing some other stuff as well. But yeah, this past summer it's been very productive. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful evening.